Going to start with an opening statement, and then we'll take questions. Troy, the floor is yours.
Yeah, the message to the team was really clear going into the match. We needed to have action. We needed to use this as a reset and start to move forward in our season. And this was a great chance for us to be able to move in that direction tonight, a game so quickly after so much has gone on in the last 24 or 48 hours. And I have big respect for these guys because this hasn't been easy for anybody in the club right now. And how they responded tonight was first class. And I think it's a really positive step in the right direction from players to staff, the support from our supporters and our community here. I'm just really thrilled to see us again move in the right direction, and now we got a big test on the weekend, which I'm sure there'll be some questions about.
Troy, just being that this was your first game, was it everything that you thought it would be, more, less? How did you rate the experience of coaching your first game as a Red Bulls manager?
This is a great question. I would rate it as highly as I can possibly rate it. I thought that it was a great experience to be here at Montclair State too. This is a place that I've played many times for USL matches, so I know it well. And so it's kind of ironic now that my first match as head coach for Red Bull was at a place that I've been to many times to get a result, in such a necessary time for the club as well. So it's really, really positive. Thank you.
The team was without 8 players today. 6 injured, 1 because of yellow card accumulation for last game. Talk about the team's next man up mentality and how that worked out.
Yeah, we have this phrase "all in" is a mantra for us, and I think you saw that today. And players were playing in different positions. It wasn't always perfect in the game. And I think you got to see the resolve, and that's where I have big respect as we fought through the adversity of the last 24 to 48 hours and the adversity of where our roster is. So I'm sorry for the background noise, but I'm really happy with that.
Troy, speaking about the game tonight, what worked, what didn't? Something else that you took, of course, about the match.
Yeah.
You want to go forward to, on Saturday.
Absolutely. I think what worked was the commitment from the group, right? There was just absolute belief in trying to go forward with the game plan that we had. I don't think the game plan was always exactly right. You saw us make multiple adjustments during the game, and that's something that I have to look at always for the decisions that I make during the game, and also going into the game. So, it wasn't always perfect, but the guys again showed great resiliency, and that's something that you can feel really good about for the first outing under me.
And a follow-up question, your experience, of course, as a technical director with New Mexico, how's it going to be translated to success with New York Red Bulls? Can you flesh that out a little bit?
Yeah, my experience there, I think, helps just because I played that role, so I understand and have empathy for Jochen, Dennis, our scouting team. If I can help them identify talent, I want to do that. That's not my primary job, but certainly having an experience like that is going to help the club in some capacity.
The one thing we did notice tonight is that the press was actually working very well, and which did end up bagging the goal.
Yeah.
What was it in the lead up for it that made you think to keep it up with the high press instead of being as laid back as they've been earlier in the season?
Yeah, no, I can't say that we've been laid back. I think our press has been very good the entire year for the most part. I think that what you saw is just an outcome now of being able to capitalize, and we were knocking on the door for more chances than that. I also think we had more control in the game with how we attacked with the ball. I thought you saw some good sequences, and I think Omir Fernandez, aside from the goal, was a really bright spot tonight. It's great to see him that high up the field and that confident. So he's got to carry that into the weekend, that's for sure.
You said this was going to be a reset. Next week, or this Saturday, you have the game against NYCFC. They play tomorrow. Both teams are going to be on short rest. How are you and the team going to mentally reset for that? Yeah,
it starts, with what I just said to the boys, which is enjoy this for a very brief period. We come back tomorrow, we get to work, and since I've started working with the team, which is a short period of time, that's always been the message. Let's walk out the doors, let's get to work, and let's improve our situation.
Coach Troy, can you talk to us about the feeling in the locker room, and also our defensive team looked fantastic today?
Yeah, thank you for that. I think the feeling in the locker room is what you would expect, which is a little bit of relief, right? And then just happiness for one another to fight in the way that we fought tonight, to be able to get a result and prove something. We needed to go prove something tonight, so that I think that's where we are. What was the second part?
The defensive group.
Yeah, the defensive group was great. I thought it was great to see Haas really, he appeared for us, I think, once or twice maybe last season. I think he had 2 appearances. And for him, this early in the season, to get another appearance, I thought he was really stable. And you saw different guys had to play at different times back there. So guys are really capable of playing multiple roles. Yeah, Sean.
Coach, how big was it for you to have your previous coach here, as well as his son, who you coached?
Yeah, that was a huge surprise, and that's the type of energy that I felt this whole time. I felt support from family members, people that are as close as family, like my head coach from college, and then I think I felt a tremendous amount of support from internally the Red Bull organization, and then our supporters. Our supporters have been great so far, so we just got to keep showing up and fighting like we did tonight.
Two more questions.
Troy, obviously you haven't had a ton of time in this job right now. Once you kind of have a bit more time as head coach, what tweaks, if any, do you think we maybe can expect from a team that you're running full time?
I know I said this probably like it was on repeat yesterday, but we work so hard to win the ball back that if we can just have some calm and composure for another half second and see different options, I think this is where we can maximize all the times that we go and win it.
Last question.
Coach, what do you think of Drew Yearwood tonight, as he put up a stellar performance, starting out out of position, dropping into the midfield, really showing what the team was made of tonight? What did he really truly impress you to where he see more starts instead of just dropping in between Red Bull 2 and the first team?
Yeah, I think Drew's a talented player, and he's shown he can hit really high levels for this team, and I think his challenge, and he knows this, is to maintain that consistency of how talented he is. And he's versatile. He can play in different roles, and I'm excited to work with a player like that. That's for sure.
Coach, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
We appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Coach.